We're live. All right, welcome to the live stream, everybody. We'll just wait a few minutes for people to jump on. It's Wednesday evening, March 31st, the last day of March. I hope I set this up right. Oh, yes, okay. All right, what's up? What's up, Trini? Wednesday live stream, Q&A. Yeah, it's getting warmer out where I live. It's kind of wet out there, though. How's the sound? Sound okay? Had to redo my OBS. What's up, Lena? How's it going, guys? Whoop whoop. All right, so some of you probably already know I uploaded my vlog today. I haven't done a vlog in a while, so I uploaded that. It was fun. Talked a little bit about Seaspiracy, and we did a plant tour, and I made some pizza, and then showed you guys some new vegan products that I received and opened. So, yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? You know what? I'm just going to go ahead. Just for those of you that want to see that video, there's the video from that I posted earlier. So go check that out if you didn't already when we're done here. And I don't have a whole lot to say tonight, so we'll do a quick little Q&A, and then I'm probably gonna jump on Twitch for a little while tonight. So we did a Twitch last night that was pretty fun. We did beginner chess. And then we played the murder trivia, which is a really funny trivia game. We had fun playing that. Do I think it's okay for vegans to not watch Seaspiracy? Absolutely. If you watch what you want to watch, it's okay to watch or not watch something. You know, that's fine. There's vegan documentaries that I've never seen. You know, to be honest with you, I didn't see the point of me seeing some of these back years and years ago, because I already knew. I was already vegan. I already knew I was vegan. I already knew what my objective was and the way I led my life. I didn't need to see a documentary, but it's always good to like recommend certain ones to other people. So if there's, you know, certain documentaries you guys don't want to watch, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. The sound is echoey, is it? I only have. Hold on, let me just make sure we got the right. No, yeah, we have the right microphone on. Is it really echoey? I tried to take the microphone out of the frame so it didn't focus on this and make me blurry, but is it echoey or is it not? The only audio should be right here, so I don't know why it would echo. But thank you for keeping me aware of that. You're going to watch Seaspiracy tomorrow. Okay, yeah, maybe it is a little bit too far away. I put it back here, but then I have to worry about going out of focus. So hopefully this sounds a lot better. Maybe I sound like a podcaster now. Wednesday podcast. Video podcast, right? Tracy Vegan says, I really enjoyed your vlog from earlier. Thanks, Tracy. I want a slice of that pizza. Looked yummy. I seemed really happy too. Yeah. Yeah, the vlog was more vlog style. I think when I do my other videos, like the cooking videos, I try to, I don't know. I almost try to stay in like character, like vegan zombie-ish, but yeah, vlog style is just me being me. That's usually how I am all the time. So, would I ever do podcast? Well, this was my attempt at doing podcasts. The Wednesday live streams were supposed to be. I mean, this is my version of a podcast, I guess. And it's I only do it on YouTube. I guess I could take them and upload them to like a sound thing, but it's just another thing I'd have to do. Between that and the Twitch and everything else, so keeping the social media up. Yeah. Am I okay? What do you mean? When am I okay? Am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Why would you think I wouldn't be okay? You enjoyed the new video? Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Uh, is coffee vegan? Yeah, coffee is not an animal product. I guess if it doesn't have animal products in it, it's vegan. But then you got to take it a step further, and there's just always a debate: is the process from A to B, is that a vegan process? And almost always you can find something not vegan about a process, whether it's uh, something in the agriculture or the transportation or something like that. So I mean, you can argue. Forever about those kind of things. But yeah, there's no animal products in coffee, so coffee would be considered a vegan product. I've never had coffee though. I've never tried coffee before. Am I sick? No, I didn't get much sleep. I tried to. I was editing the video till real late, and then I decided to go to sleep, and then the dogs woke me up, and then I got back up and finished the video, and then tried to. So I got increments of sleep. I didn't get too much. Oh, you listened to the podcast with me and the mental vegan? Cool. Yeah, I saw that he posted. I reshared it. He posted that yesterday. We did that interview a few weeks ago. No sleep for you either, Julie. Do I have Pete's Coffee near me? I don't know. I've never heard of Pete's Coffee. Welcome, Linda. We have a local coffee place called Recess Coffee, and Strong Hearts uses their coffee. Strong Hearts is our all vegan restaurant here in Syracuse. And then, of course, there's like Starbucks and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I'm probably not the one to ask about all the coffee places because I don't drink coffee. So, how do we navigate cultural food differences in other countries? I guess. Well, I guess it could be tricky if you don't speak their language. If you do speak their language, if they speak our language, just I mean, I would feel like it's pretty simple. Just ask question. Yeah, just ask whoever, if you're at a restaurant, just say, these are my restrictions, and I'm wondering if there's something, or maybe go on to like a vegan, uh, something equivalent of like a vegan Facebook group, and ask around if anybody's ever been, to said country, and what they recommend getting as vegan, stuff like that. Now I have a friend that's a traveler. He helped me do my cookbook. Justin is from the Lotus and the Artichoke. He's a vegan over in Germany, and he's traveled all over the place. He's got cookbooks all Asian, I think Indonesian, Ethiopian. He's got all, so he's used to that kind of thing. he'd probably be better at answering that question. But yeah, I would just say, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions. Yeah, just do a little research before you just wander, up in, someplace and, assuming you're going to get something vegan. Because there could be a breakdown in communication. So that's another thing. Stacey, you've never seen Pete's Upstate? And they have a new vegan breakfast sandwich. Okay. Yeah, Trini. Yeah, Happy Cow. Yeah, different apps can tell you what's vegan and some of the dishes and stuff like that. Let's see. Hey, Melissa. AJ, I got that candle right behind me, though. Can you see it? It's kind of like it's right there. Night of the Living Dead candle. Thanks again. So, what do you guys think about the vlog videos? I had fun making vloggy videos. Do you guys like those? Or do you like the other style better? Any plans to go visit John and Kristen? I was supposed to visit John, but then it just didn't happen. Uh, his parents went out there instead on the day I was supposed to go out there. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I'll go see him at some point. The problem is I need somebody here to watch the dogs while I go there because it's a 2-hour drive there and back. That's 4 hours, and then I want to spend a little bit of time there. Can't leave the dogs home for that long. You love the vlog? Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm more natural in the vlogs than when I'm actually trying to do like. It's always weird, no matter what. Like I try to like in regular cooking videos and stuff. It's like you really got to tell yourself that you're talking to an audience because I mean in the future you are, but in reality you're just talking to a camera. So it's always weird because the reality kicks in and it's like, so you got to pretend that you're talking to a future audience. It's just really weird. And it's like, it's hard to get over that. So that's why it always sounds like right now we're talking live. So I'm more natural than like, hey everybody, welcome. Like it's just, I don't know. And how do you even do an intro, Intros are always the worst. I always spend so long trying to do an intro or an outro, but then everything in between is just natural. Because it's me being natural. Like me not being natural is an intro. I wouldn't do an intro in real life, Maybe I should just get rid of the intros. But they say that you need to do an intro for a YouTube video. You got to tell people right off the bat what your video is about or they're going to lose interest. So it's just one of those techniques for like a YouTuber. People tend to drop off if they don't know what the video is about. The pizza was really good. 3 cheeses. We used all flavors of the Good Planet Foods cheese. Yeah, I've been telling Rachel to do more of her plant videos. That's why I'm just like, you know what? If you're not, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for my video because she's got so many plants. She knows so much about plants, and she's still getting more plants. So, and that's just one room in the house that we showed in the video. So there's still like she's got nice cases for the plants. I mean, I want her to do more videos for that. Jack the Squish. Thank you. You need plant lessons from Rachel. So that would be like ask questions in the video about the plants, and I'll refer them to her, and then she'll have something to talk about in her video rather than just going through, naming each plant. I've even learned about plants just by having them in the house. I'm like, oh, there's a Scindapsus, a Philodendron, a variegated Syngonium. Look at the Monstera. And actually, I have one over here that was just in there. It's like right there. And then up here we got the snake plant, which doesn't need a lot of light because there's not really there's not very much light other than this artificial light. And that one was starting to die. She was just going to get rid of it. I'm like, no. Like, I found myself like treating it like, I have to save it. I'm going to save it. And I started watering it and everything. Because I thought she was taking care of them the whole time. But she actually commented on it and said, the other day, she's like, oh, you brought it back to life. I'm like, yeah. So it's hard to see because I'm using the lens that Craig lent me. We got the blurred background here. It's a really nice lens, by the way. 24 millimeter. Oh, you're Red Alchemist from the Twitch streams. Okay. Yep. We were on there last night. Oh, your cat tries to eat the plants? There's one plant downstairs that Indy likes to like rub up against. And I'm like, we can't show this plant because it looks half dead. She's like, it's okay. That's Indy's plant. Like, I made an exception. Because she didn't want him to do it at first, but he's always like rubbing up against just that one plant. I have to give back the lens? Yes. It's not my lens. It's Craig's lens. It's an expensive lens, so of course. And by the way, if you see Craig or his sister Kara today, wish them both a happy birthday. Isn't that weird? They both have the same birthday. It's almost like they're twins. But they don't look the same. Yeah, happy birthday to Craig and Kara. Have I ever skydived or ziplined? I never skydived. I did do a zipline. I did like little backyard zip lines ever since I was a kid, but I did like a real zip line when I was in Costa Rica. And I have a video of it. It's pretty cool. I saw a sloth with her baby right next to me, way up in the trees. It was pretty cool. Oh, you made vegan sugar cookies? Whose birthday was first, Craig's or Kara's? I forget. I think he told me. But I don't. How was Costa Rica? I only went to one part of Costa Rica, to be honest with you. I mean, I've seen pictures of really nice places in Costa Rica. Where I went, it looked like a war zone. I don't know. I went to Costa Rica. It was an excursion off of the vegan cruise we went to. And we drove in on a bus just to go to the zip line. So, I'm just being honest. I only saw that one part. Hey, Ari, glad you could join us. You want to zip line, too scared to jump off a plane? See, my problem isn't like, I don't know. I feel like, I've always said this too, like I don't know. It's funny because I've done a lot of, crazy things, but as far as jumping out of a plane, I would definitely do it with a parachute if my life depended on it. But other than that, like, I don't think I'd put myself in that situation where, it's rare, but something could go wrong if I didn't have to. I don't know. I like being here. I like being here on this earth. So I don't think I would jump out of a plane unless it was like some crazy reward, either my life or I don't know. I probably wouldn't do that. How are my parents doing? They're doing pretty well. Thank you. Ever gone nude skiing? No. In fact, I haven't gone skiing in probably since I was in gym class in high school, like 8th or ninth grade. I did go snowboarding. The thing about snowboarding is I'm a skateboarder, so snowboarding came pretty natural to me. It actually made me better. Skateboarding made me good at snowboarding, but snowboarding made me be able to do tricks on my skateboard a lot faster. Like I would go faster. But the thing for me is I only went snowboarding in 1995. So I bought the snowboarding boots and the jacket and the snowboard and all that stuff. And then by the end of 1995, I decided that I was going to move to Florida. So I sold all my snowboarding stuff because who needs snowboarding stuff when you live in Florida? And I moved to Florida, and I have never been snowboarding since. Now, I know I could just get on a snowboard, just like a bike, and be able to do it, but that was it. That was the last time. My brother's really good at snowboarding. The only thing is every time he goes snowboarding, he breaks his wrist. Like, literally. He's broke it like 2 or 3 times. But he is really good. Oh, there's Craig. Craig, did you just join us right now, or did you hear? I was just talking about you. I told everybody it was your birthday. We wanted to know whose birthday is first, yours or Kara's. Yeah, we were just mentioning the lens too. What do you think? This is it. This is your lens. We got a little bit of a blur in the background, a little bit of a focus on my face. Happy birthday to Craig. The lens is pretty awesome. Kara by 32 minutes. Okay, cool. I know you told me that before, but I forgot. Chris, you forgot something. Is it really so crisp? Is it that much more crisp and clear than my other lens? Because my other lens is right here. Pretty nice lenses. I got such a deal. I got like $500 off on this lens because when I was going to buy my camera, I wanted to buy the lens. The lens is like what is it? Craig, what was it, like $1,400 or something around there? Anyway, the guy at Best Buy comes over and he's like, well, we do have that lens here. We just got it in last night, but here it is. And he showed it to me in the box, and the box was all crushed and mangled. He's like, it came off the truck like this, so, we'd give it to you for like half off or something like that. So I'm like, does it work? And he's like, yeah, it should, but the packaging it probably got I'm like, I'll buy it. And that's fine. So I totally got a deal on that. Aw, baby Craig. Yeah, 1400-ish, yeah. Yeah, this is an expensive lens. But, I mean, you get what you pay for. If you just have, the camera didn't come with any lens, and I knew that I needed... I was able to use Craig's camera before I bought mine, and even before that, I think we used... or at least we got to check out Brian Turner's camera when we were at the YouTube house. So then we already knew we wanted this camera. But that's my other. I don't know if you probably think, all right, right by Gizmo. I have also have a Canon, which was my main camera before I bought the Sony, which I'm really happy with the Sony. The Canon always made things look a lot more yellow, or like a yellow tint. Vegan versus plant-based. Now there, I didn't realize how much of a debate that was going to be. I mentioned that in the last one, I think. But yeah, we talked about it a little bit on Clubhouse, and I wanted to follow up with some more info that I was thinking on it, but then they changed the subject and we just never went back to it. But totally different, by the way. And I guess what it comes down to is, hey, if something says plant-based and it makes somebody go vegan, then I'm all for it. But on the flip side of that token, maybe calling things plant-based is good for non-vegans to go vegan. But it sure sucks for vegans because like now when we go to restaurants and they're not labeling things vegan anymore, instead they're labeling them plant-based. Now we still have to ask, hey, excuse me, can you just double check and make sure this plant-based item is in fact vegan? It's just going to make things twice as hard for us when over the years it's starting to get a lot easier for us. But plant-based doesn't mean vegan. So personally, I don't like it, but maybe I'm just biased because I've been vegan for so long and the term vegan means something. It has a definition. I know that some people have muddied the waters with the term vegan and made it, equivocated it with an extreme point of view. And there's going to be people in every group that are going to ruin something, make something look bad. But I've always looked at it positively. For me, I'm not going to make apologies. I'm always going to call something vegan. I don't like using the term plant-based, but again, if it's something that can get people to go vegan, then I'm all for it. I'm all for getting people to go vegan no matter what, So, I mean, is there any other questions? Clubhouse is another app. There's no video, it's all audio, and people go on there and they talk. So I joined it, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and then somebody saw that I was on there and asked me to be a guest speaker. So I went on there and they moderated it, and people basically asked me questions, and we just had a nice discussion. And there's a lot of people going on there. A lot of people are going over there. I guess right now it's pretty new. So unfortunately right now it's invite only. So you need to get an invite from somebody in order to join it. I don't know when they're going to lift that restriction. So yeah. You can find something that's plant-based and it could have honey in it, or maybe even, I mean, plant-based. I mean, what does that say? It's like, well, primarily it's plant-based. So the base could be completely vegan, and then they start adding a couple other things. Like, there's nothing to say that something plant-based couldn't have egg whites or gelatin or something like that in there. So, and I've seen stuff like that. I haven't really seen anything labeled vegan that wasn't vegan, unless it was like a stupid mistake from not like a legit company, but like, I don't know, like some store that had like a bakery section with things that were labeled vegan that weren't. But like I said, I think I've only found one or two things total ever in my life that said they were vegan that weren't. So for the most part, when I see something that says vegan, it's almost always vegan. Maybe a little bit like Discord, as far as there's chat rooms to go to, and people, you can see their profile, you can see their profile picture, and you can read their biography and all that stuff, and who they're following and who's following them. So it's a little different in that respect. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Produce says I've met so many people that say they're vegan but aren't because they just eat plant based, and it's really sucky and annoying. It is, but at the same time, I guess Oh, what's this? What's going on? Did you see that? I feel like my camera's gonna die. What's going on? I'm not gonna move. What is going on? All right, let's hope that doesn't do that again. I have so many technical difficulties, by the way. If it goes out, I might just end the stream. What I was saying about that statement is, it is annoying when people say that, but at the same time, I have like a peace of mind. I'm kind of glad that they're not out there eating meat and dairy, that they're eating like plant-based items, even if they're not vegan, what we know vegan to be. There's other people that I could, much rather get the message to than somebody that's, not eating animals, that just isn't vegan and they don't see the connection. Yeah, I'm getting like it's like what the spirits, the demons are coming, the poltergeists. They're here. I'm slipping into another dimension. Am I still in the same dimension? Um, let's find out. Are we still in the same dimension? Was it the Berenstain Bears or the Bernstein Bears? Hmm. The ghost from my couch. Oh yeah, could be. Yeah. By the way, on Discord, just to reiterate what Discord, you guys can go over to my Discord and join that channel. And when I'm not on there and I'm talking, if you guys just want a discussion amongst yourself, you guys can set one up and go in one of the. There's a bunch of chat rooms that you guys can all go in that are public chat rooms where you can just go in there and talk. You're not saying it's aliens, but um, he haunted. Yeah, yeah, and again, I mean, Mantis, again, like I feel this pretty much the same on that too. People who refer to themselves as vegans but regard animals with little regard for the animals and the environment. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do it for like they do it for what they think is diet and health reasons. And I've got mixed feelings because part of me, like, again, it's like they're I don't care what the reason for somebody doing it, as long as they're not eating the animals. I don't really, it doesn't really bother me. But at the same time, if they're doing something and then other people are seeing that, especially when they get like big platforms, and then other people think that that's what vegan is, and they're getting it totally mixed up. Now, again, I mean, if it's inspiring people to stop eating animals, I'm all for it. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a double-edged sword there. Yeah, true. Very true. Yeah, like the people that don't realize that veganism is not a diet. Like the way I put it is, okay, veganism is not a diet, but my diet is vegan because I am a vegan. When you're vegan, you're doing it for a reason, and that's why people that go vegan, they don't end up not being vegan because they didn't do it for a diet. Um, I mean, some people ask me if I did it for health, but when I did it, I was almost I was almost afraid that everybody told me that I was going to be so unhealthy. And when I did it, it was Google did not exist. This was before Google was formed. I think like 4 years before Google came out. So information was very hard to find. So everybody told me that I would get sick, and not just like I would just not feel good, but like some real damage to my neurological system. And that did resonate in my head. But when I went vegan, I said, you know what? I don't care. I took that leap of faith and I said, I'm doing it despite what they're telling me. So I didn't do it for the health. Health was just a positive bonus side effect that I felt, because I did feel health benefits very short, like 2 weeks after going vegan. I felt noticeable energy increase, and you can't tell me otherwise, because hey, according to these anti-vegans, if they were right, I would either be dead right now or I would be severely unhealthy because of how long I've been vegan, how long I have not had animal products in my body. So that's the other thing. I don't know why people think that in order to be healthy, you got to eat animals, because you don't. I mean, it's just simple as that. You don't. Like, there's nothing in an animal product. Oh, I feel great. I'm all healthy now. Like, you can get everything you need from plants. Everything you need from not eating animals, and you don't have to eat animals to do it. And if that wasn't the case, I would be dead, because I wouldn't be getting what I needed, and it would have been so long that just it's like, oh no, sooner or later, Chris, when you're like 98 years old, it's boom, you're gonna see what's gonna happen to you because you're vegan. When you're 98, you'll probably only have another 40 years left, and don't come running to me then and say I told you so. Oh yeah, that's the best. Like when veganism turns John into me, you're doing something right or something wrong. Is that a bad thing? If John turned into me, that would probably be bad. If I turned into John, would that be good? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Jack says, I went vegan 6 years ago and actually lost like 98 or so pounds accidentally. Oh, just like 98 or so, we won't say 100. And then vegan ice cream got better and I plateaued. You're right about that. The vegan ice cream is just like incredible now. I mean, it was pretty darn good back, when I first went vegan, but my favorite was it was the Soy Delicious, because it was called Soy Delicious. Over the years, they changed their name to So Delicious. And I remember being in the store in Wegmans when I picked it up, and I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And I thought, like, I thought it was going crazy. It said So Delicious. I'm like, wait a minute. This was Soy Delicious. They changed their name from Soy Delicious to So Delicious. And I think they did that probably because at the time, I think the dairy industry and probably the meat industry had like these huge campaigns to try to make soy look bad, which soy's not bad, but they tried to make soy be out to be like a very bad thing. So I think they wanted to go ahead and change their name at that point. Would I still talk to John if he wasn't vegan anymore? I probably wouldn't, because he'd probably be, if he wasn't vegan anymore, he'd probably be dead, because John is, I could say with John would never not be vegan. So if he wasn't vegan, it would mean it wasn't the real John. John had died or something. There's not many people that I would be able to be like, oh, this person will, that I would bet my life on. But John would never not be vegan. Just like I would never not be vegan. I'm in the wrong timeline. Yes. If I go back and look and see if it never was, then I know that I'm like Mandela'd out. when you hate it when people announce that they're going to stop. I hate it when people announce anything. It's like they do it for attention. It's like, hey, just letting you guys all know. It's like you could have just done it without letting us all know, but faux turkey, the weirdest question of the day. Wait, what was the weirdest question? Oh, John? You cracked open the fish food a few minutes ago. By the way, it's fish food, like the PH, the vegan Ben & Jerry's. Stacy, what'd you think about it? Insane? Insane? In the membrane? Pod John? Like Invasion of the Body Snatchers? All right, Linda, if you say so. Please thumbs up the stream. Okay, fine. Thumbs up the stream. Yeah, they started doing I think it did have a little bit to do also with not using just soy anymore and not soy having a bad name, because they also have the coconut one and the cashew one. I didn't care for the coconut. I like the cashew, but I think my favorite has always been like just the original French vanilla and the chocolate. I used to make milkshakes with those. You wonder if Big Josh kept up with it. I haven't really talked to Josh at all, but from what I know, he's still vegan. Yeah, that's the way I see it. That's the way I think most vegans see it. You know, vegan now, vegan for life. It's I don't know. It's just it's a way of life. It's a view of just not exploiting animals. The best way we can do that, being one human being, that, you know, a lot of people think, what can I do to change anything? The best thing you can do is just not partake in that. And everything that humans need to do, the one thing that humans need to do that, you know, we have to do is we have to eat. If we don't eat, we die. So if we can eat and we make the choice not to eat an animal or animal products, that's huge, you know. One less in the world. And I don't know. There's debate on this, and I really don't care what people say about it. I don't even care if some of the data suggests otherwise. Data can be manipulated, and I don't believe it. I've seen it with my eyes. I've seen vegan go from what it was 25 years ago to what it is today, and you can't tell me that it's not doing anything, because it is. More and more people are going vegan. I think I read something like almost 80 million people are now vegan. That's huge. It's only getting bigger. It's only making more and more people go vegan. With people going vegan, like guess what? I mean, some people argue. I've seen articles where people are arguing that you go to a fast food place, like, I don't know, McDonald's, Burger King, and they're selling like Impossible and stuff like that. That's not really doing anything. But let me tell you, it is. It is doing something, because people aren't going there and ordering. They're not eating like twice as much. They're still eating the same. But if they're ordering something vegan, then that means they're not. If they order the Impossible, then that means they're not eating the Whopper. So by doing so, there is a change, and this isn't like one person. If it was, one person per day, and every single McDonald's or Burger King's in the freaking world, it's making a change, and the numbers might not reflect that, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a thing that the meat industry is doing to cheat, to make it look like that, and that's called subsidies. They're all subsidized, whereas the vegan products are not. And when they're not making their money on the meat, they get subsidies and they get the money for it. But they're not doing as good as they always were. I know for a fact that the dairy industry is dumping a lot of the milk because they don't have the demand for it. But they're still getting paid for it, and they're still producing the same amount. So we need to stop those subsidies. We need to stop that from happening. But I think the worse and worse it gets, they gotta come up with an alternative plan. And the alternate plan would be to do something that was I guess, more vegan friendly. I mean, whether they're gonna start producing lab grown meat, um, yeah, I mean that's still a plus. I mean, it's still ending a lot of the suffering out there. It might not be perfect, but in order, like you're cutting out the animal that has to be brought into the world and suffer. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how people don't see these things. It's, vegan isn't growing for like no reason. I mean, it's growing, and the more people that go vegan, you think these people that are going vegan are secretly eating meat? No, if you're vegan, you're not eating these products. So if you stop eating these products, yes, we're making a change in the world. Don't let anybody like discourage you and make you, send you some like facts, because I don't buy it. I don't buy some of these facts. They're manipulated by the meat and the dairy industry to make it look like we're doing nothing. And we are doing something. We're making a change. If we weren't, they wouldn't be scared and doing what they're doing. Like some ridiculous thing, like trying to say we can't call oat milk because you can't call it milk, or you can't use a milk carton to package it up because it might fool people to think. Like, you think people are that stupid? It says oat on the freaking container. It doesn't look anything like what they're used to buying. I buy milk every week. I accidentally brought home oat milk and I thought it was milk. Whatever am I going to do? Like, come on. They're obviously scared, and they're doing all these really shady tactics to try to take out. And when it doesn't work, they join them. Like the whole thing with like the mayo. Like, oh, you can't call it mayo. And then when they lost, what did they do? They made their own mayo. So, rant over. If you guys haven't seen my new vlog, go check that out afterwards. Talk a little bit about Seaspiracy, and we do a little plant tour. And I show you some new vegan products, vlog style. And the pups are in it too. I need to rant more. How do I feel about the activism Gary Yourofsky encourages? So some of you already know that Gary Yourofsky did the video, the best speech ever, and I was the one that recorded that. So yeah, I support. That speech is amazing, and it's on this channel, by the way. I think it's my most viewed video. I filmed that with Gary back in 2014 in Harlem, New York City. So yeah, he says it all there. He doesn't hold any punches, and he tells you what's going on. Chocolate Ferrero Rocher is vegan. You know what? I did a video last year, the year before. Last year was like a big year of like nothing. So the year before, I did a video with the Vago bar. The Vago bar is like my favorite. It's vegan milk chocolate. Like, it's like the best of the best. And in this video, I let everybody try a Vago bar, and at least 3 or 4 people in that video said it tasted similar to the Ferrero Rocher, whatever it is. I wasn't familiar with that because I had never had that before. But yeah, I didn't know if that is vegan. I didn't know it was vegan. I've never had one. I recorded. Yes, I recorded it. Go check out my channel. So yeah, I know Gary. Let's see. I met him in California. We went to dinner with a bunch of people, and he said he, wanted somebody to film his video, and everybody that said they would do it flaked out. So I'm like, I'll do it. So he's like, all right, I'll be in New York City on this day. And I'm like, all right. Wow, you know what? It was this month. It was, I think, March 14th, somewhere around there. It says the date at the beginning of the video. And I also did a second video with him that was basically the Q&A from everybody in the audience. So, and then we went out to, I think we went to Candle Cafe for lunch. Gary, John, and me. You've been vegan for 7 years. Time flies, and you're not dead. Well, congratulations, Jack. Vegan 7 years. Hi, Mike. Mike. Mike McNally, what's going on? Oh yeah, Gary's inspired a lot of people to go vegan. Even though I was already vegan, I think that speech is great. He tells a bunch of facts to people, and he did it in a community college where nobody really knew what he was going to be speaking on. He was a guest speaker that day. We set up the cameras in the back of the room, and people had questions and he had answers. So that was great. Peaceful vegan, 11 years. Wow, congrats. Just over a decade. Nice. You got the Seitan Piccata to Candle Cafe or Candle 79? Because the Seitan Piccata is the main dish at Candle 79, which went out of business. And the owners have been vegan for over 45, 50 years. Hi from Argentina. Hi, Gish. How's it going? All the way in Argentina. What's the most I've ever driven in a day? Wow. That's a story. By the end of this day, I never wanted to drive a car again. It was May 2001, and I had just got done with school, University of Florida, and I packed my car up and I was going to drive home. There was wildfires too, so I was driving through a lot of smoke in Florida. And when I forget where I was, maybe in South Carolina, middle of the night, boom, my tire blows out. And I'm like, what is going to happen now? And so I pulled over and I'm thinking, there's cops everywhere when you don't need them. But now that I want a cop to drive by, there's nobody. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? My car is filled with everything I owned. So I'm like, oh man, it's like 2 a.m. And so I'm like, all right. So I open my trunk and I dig through all my belongings and I pull out my spare tire and I start, undoing the lug nuts, and all of them come off but one. One is completely stripped and nothing I could do. I'm like, oh my God, So I put the other lug nuts back on and I'm like, this sucks. So I started driving really slow on my flat tire. And what holiday is in May? Was it Labor Day or Memorial Day? I always get those mixed up. But anyway, it was around that it was a Sunday or Monday. I don't know, but it was a holiday. So I was like, oh, this is going to suck. So I get off on the next exit, but there's nothing on the next exit. There's a trucker, not a truck stop, but a truck company with a big fence around it and a bunch of tractor trailers, but not gas station convenience store. And I'm like, oh man. So I jump the fence and I run up there and there's a light on, there's this trucker in there, and I'm like knocking on the door. I'm like, don't kill me. Hey, I just got a flat tire and my tire iron is just not working. Do you have maybe a tire iron that I could use that's not stripped? Because I think it was the iron that got stripped. I was just a really crappy one. And he's like, yeah, hang on a second. So he helped me out. I got that tire off. I put the spare on, which was a little tiny donut. And I'm like, I can't drive home from South Carolina to upstate New York on this little tiny tire with all my stuff in the car weighing it down. So he's like, let me take you to, I'm like, is there a place that'll fix my car? He's like, yeah, I think Sears is probably open early in the morning, but they're only open for a little bit because of the holiday. And they were also getting a hurricane or something. I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do? So he's like, I'll drive you to the parking lot over there, but if you want to just come back to my place and stay the night. And I was like, I thought that was pretty weird. I'm like, oh, no. I'll just wait there in my car. You know, it's only a few hours. He's like, all right. So he drives me to, I followed him. He drives me to the Sears in the parking lot. He's like, here it is. If you want, you can come back to my, I'm like, no, it's cool. I'm just going to stay here, go to sleep. Thanks a lot. And so then they open. I'm trying to make the story short, but they open. I go in there. I'm like, I need my tire, change. And they're like, they looked at it and they're like, oh, because you drove on the rim, you need a new rim. And I'm like, oh my God. They're like, well, we don't have any rims here. We could order you one. It could be here in like 4 days. I'm like, I'm just sitting in my car. Like, I need to go. Like, they're like, well, there is a junkyard about a mile over that way. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to drive with that little tiny tire. Like, it was a chance just to drive it like that. So I drove over to the junkyard. They had a rim that I needed. I bought a rim. I came back. They put it all on. I drove all the way home. It was like 23 hours. I was delirious by the time I was getting home. I was like literally in like a movie zone. And I think I started dreaming that, like, if I might just die. I didn't even really care. I was just like, I might just go off the road at this point. Like, but I didn't. I drove, got home, I parked my car, I went in the house, I laid down in my bed, and I slept for like a day straight. And I never wanted to drive again for a long time. Not ever. But at the time, that's how I felt. I never wanted to drive again. So that's probably the longest I ever drove in one day. It was like 23, 24 hours with that little tiny, technically a little break while I was sitting there waiting to get my tire changed. So that's probably the longest I've ever driven. Good evening, Kat. Sounds like a beginning of a horror movie. Yes, it did, didn't it? Yeah, it was probably Labor Day. Everybody's talking about vegan ice cream. Oh, you guys know I have a lot of vegan ice cream because in the video, no spoilers, brand new ice cream. 6 pints of all different flavors. Go check it out after. You can hear, like, I have Hitchhiking Story, and I did like a whole video on it. So if you guys want to check it out, I think it's on this channel. My Hitchhiking Story when I was 18. Now that's a story. That's a crazy story. I could probably write a book on it. That's correct, Produce. I didn't drive for a while after that. I didn't want to. I loved driving before that. I couldn't wait to get my license, and then I drove, and I loved driving. And then after that, I was like, can you drive? You want to come pick me up? I don't want to drive. You know what it is I prefer to drive, when it's just, if I'm going to the store, if I'm going to, go visit friend, family, stuff like that. But if it's like a road trip and it's a far drive, I'd rather not drive. I'd rather be in the passenger seat, just like navigating or, doing whatever. But I don't like driving long distance anymore. I never had a problem with it until then. No, AJ, I got the tire fixed. I only drove a total of about 5 miles, if I can remember right, on the little tiny donut tire. Because I had to go from that truck station to the mall, which I had no idea where I was, somewhere in South Carolina. Not Brave. I still haven't seen Brave Robot. Mike, you like the new video? Yeah, she's got so many plans. I'm encouraging her to do more video. Actually, I'd be the one filming it for her. But like, yeah, do videos. Come on, let's do it. She's got so many plants. And I know people like the plants. Oh, wow. Thank you, Ari, for that super chat. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, too. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have to be brave and a robot to eat the ice cream. When you're driving to Florida this May, you're staying overnight in North Carolina. Nice. I've got some friends that are in Florida right now. They drove to Florida from here. You're going to come pick me up when the border opens? We're going to go to Toronto? I still never edited the Toronto video. Yeah. Look at that. I got all the questions done. What time is it anyway? 9 o'clock. Hey, Lena, how much longer do we have, do you know, for the experience bonus? Sorry for everybody else that doesn't know what I'm talking about. Craig, you're not still on, are you? I don't know if Craig's still on. I could just text him if he's not. I don't know. What else? What else? I want to watch that new Marvel thing on Disney. Ari, yes, I was. Yeah, I'm gonna do that on Twitch later on. D Rabbit White. That's funny you say that because it reminds me of that too. When I lived in New York City, I was a talent extra. So I was on a TV show where the guests were the original Starsky and Hutch. Do I think vegan butters all taste the same? No. No, I don't. They all have different tastes. Dominic says, experience bonus, 23 hours of driving. You've earned the golden flat tire trophy. Could somebody make that? The golden flat tire trophy? From 2001. Wow, that means that was 20 years ago that happened. So by the way, the phone didn't work. I think I had a Sprint phone. I did have a cell phone, but it didn't. There was no service, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I don't even think I was roaming. I'm like, I can't roam. I'm gonna spend so much money if I'm roaming. Ongoing in between 12 a.m. Oh wait. Wait a minute. So we have all the way until March 16th? Oh no, wait, March 16th. It already happened. All the way until tonight. Tonight's the end. At 3 a.m. for me, right? Was it prepaid at that point? I don't remember. I remember I had phone cards. Calling cards. Oh, were you talking about like butter, like Miyoko's butter? Because I was thinking you were talking like peanut butter, cashew butter, like that kind of thing. But no, yeah. I think they all have a unique taste. Like Miyoko's butter is different from Earth Balance, and I think they're both really good. And as far as like, I think Earth Balance is more like a margarine, and it's not hydrogenated. So like when you go to, family events, you could like easily use that, and people aren't going to know the difference. Although my dad never liked to use it if it was vegan. He was very stubborn like that. And in the last few years, he's been more open to trying things, which makes me happy. Yeah, long distance cell calls were really expensive, and just long distance regular phone calls from your house. Remember rotary phones or cordless phones or cord cord phones? Those were those costed a lot of money. And long distance would be like from here, Syracuse, to like Pennsylvania. Oh, it's a long distance call. Is there any vegan butter you don't like? Not off the top of my head. John Lisco's long distance calling plan commercial was so funny. It's just that simple. Harry and the Hendersons. I'm actually watching a show with him in it now. He plays Winston Churchill. He's also the Trinity Killer. Peaceful Vegan, thank you for joining. Yeah, Jack, that doesn't that always happen too? It's like if you just went and you didn't bring anything, nothing would be vegan. Everybody be eating the food. But when you bring a vegan dish, everybody eats your food, and then you don't have anything left. And then once they eat your food and it's so good and everybody's like, oh, this is so delicious, then they go out and they finish their food, and now you have nothing. Or you bring a dish and then they're taking a spoon and like something that's not vegan, and then they put the same spoon in yours, and you're like, no. It's like fatality. And vegan mac and cheese. Collect calls, yeah. Well, you want to receive a collect call from your son, Chris. Quick, answer the phone. I'm in trouble. Take care, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm gonna get going soon too because I have to do Twitch. How old am I? I'm a bicentennial baby. I was born in 1976. I'm 45. Fatality remind you of Mortal Kombat. Finish him. Three hours, 2 months. What? I don't look 45. Thank you. You look 46. Oh, 25? Thanks. I'll take that. It's got to be the vegan lifestyle. It's always funny, and this has happened to me so many times, but it's always funny when, one of those anti-vegans try to insult me and say that I look older than I am, and they assume I'm in my 20s, and they're like, you look like you're 35. Just stop what you're doing. And it's like, oh, thanks, I'm 45. And they're like, delete. But I screenshotted it before they deleted it. So. You think I look really old for a vegan? Almost 30? Here's his present, the lens back. He's got like two of these, so he's already got another one. Craig has a lot of nice lenses. Last time I saw him, I was talking about lenses, and he's like, "Oh, you can borrow the other one. I never use it." I'm like, "Oh, cool, thanks." Me, Ryan, and Anne from Happy Healthy Vegan look so young. We're like practically teenagers, but if you put all our ages together, we're like well over 100. Like what? Almost like 100. Wow, 150. That's like vampire years. That's like almost back when like Abe Lincoln was around. Almost. Well, guys, I guess that was a nice little stream. I'm gonna probably get going now and start up, figure out this Twitch thing because I think I only have a few hours to do it. So you guys can follow me over on Twitch if you want. It's the Vegan Zombie minus an E at the end. All the information is like right under all my videos. You can click on it, the Twitch stream, Discord. If you do have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to my Twitch for free. You get one free subscription per month, so it's just a way to support the channel, free of cost to you if you're not already supporting someone else. And then that'll give you exclusive perks to our movie nights. Oh, and that's the other thing. I have yet to come out with to announce what the next movie is going to be for movie night. So I'm not sure when we're going to do it yet. I'll make an update for sure over in the Discord though. I still got, maybe I'll even make a surprise movie. Who knows? But I haven't picked a movie yet. We do movie night where the last movie we watched was Seaspiracy. And then the first one you watched was Shaun of the Dead. So just a random movie that we're going to watch. And, you know, maybe it's even a TV show. Who knows? All right, guys. Thanks again for joining. And thanks for that super chat there, Ari. Appreciate that. And I'll see you guys. Go check out my video too if you guys didn't see it. If you guys didn't see my newest vlog, it's got some cool things in it right there. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Have a good night.